Here you're looking at what I would call, for me at least, a very lucky eBay find. I found this radio on eBay, not exactly as you see it. I had the speaker, the little voltmeter gauge you see to the right I bought separately from another auction, and also the plug that the speaker connects into the radio with. But this is a Radiola 20. Now this Radiola 20 must have been listed, I think the seller listed it just shortly before I peeked into eBay. I've been looking for a Radiola 20 actually for a few years. I've found many of them, but every one that I found was in rather shabby condition. They had veneer missing. The really clean ones, the good looking ones that I've seen come along on eBay or anywhere else for that matter, went for a lot more money than I was willing to pay. This one actually came at the right price in my opinion, but there's something really exciting about this particular find is the table that it sits on. That is something that I have not seen a Radiola 20 available to come with this table. Now that table is absolutely made for this radio. We'll get a little closer to it. You'll notice the Aeolian decal on it. This radio was sold by the Aeolian company, which I found to be very interesting. I've been into pipe organs and somewhat into player pianos most of my life, and Aeolian is a name that I'm very familiar with. So that caught my eye right away when this came up on eBay. But let's take a look at this cupboard down below. We'll open it up, and this is where the batteries would actually go. Now I bought these tubes separately. There were no tubes with this radio when I got it. These are new old stock in the boxes that I bought, all from eBay. Another 120. And then these that are not in the boxes are used but tested good 120s. And here is the battery cable. And the battery cable is in very good condition. All of the leads are marked as to what voltage they're or which batteries they're to connect to. It's in remarkably good condition. I consider this a very lucky eBay buy because I got it at a very good price, and another collector didn't see it before I snatched it up in the buy it now. Very excited about this radio. It really is quite a find. There's something else interesting about this cupboard is all the way through the top is a shelf that slides out on either side. And I'll slide it out here, and there you can see that this shelf, it also can be pushed out the other side. Now I don't know what that's for. I don't think it's for the speaker. I think it's probably either for a loop antenna to sit on, or it might even serve as a desk to write a log, a radio log on. People those days always wrote down what the settings were on the radio and what station they listened to, a radio log. So maybe some viewer that's viewing this video who is more in the know than I am can explain what the idea of this little shelf that pulls out is. But it can be pulled out on either side. The gauge that you see here, it says adjust to 3 volts. Of course the scale is sideways instead of straight up and down. But this gauge is a radio gauge. I found it on eBay doing a search for brass voltmeters, and it was listed in the eBay Motors section. It was not listed as an antique at all. I got it very reasonable. It definitely fits right in. It plugs right into this radio. I'm not sure if this would have been the exact gauge that this radio would have taken, but this gauge certainly will work. And like I say, if you can see on the scale, it shows that you're to adjust it to 3 volts. Now the plug, the phone plug here, is another eBay find. This is a genuine Radiola plug. I found this on eBay. I would dare not to want to tell anybody what I paid for this plug, but I did not get it too cheap. I would have to say that what I paid for this voltmeter made up for what I paid for this plug, but it didn't come cheap. But I'm happy to have it because it looks like it belongs to this radio. It certainly is it's a Radiola plug. It is the right plug. Then up above, the Radiola 100 speaker, that I bought several years ago at a flea market. It's a good speaker. I've tested it. I had it paired with a Radiola 17 that I have, untested as of yet. But all of the literature that I've seen with the Radiola 20, this speaker has been paired with the Radiola 20 in many ads, and so I paired mine with my Radiola 20. Now the fun thing here is, and I can't really share it on a YouTube video, but it's the smell inside this radio. It smells like it's new. This radio has not been refinished. I can guarantee that the finish is original. But the inside of this radio smells like it's brand new. I can't imagine where this radio came from, but the only thing I can assume is it came out of an old household and it had been lovingly preserved in this household for many, many years until it came up for sale in an estate. That is the only thing I can figure that where this radio may have come from. I haven't talked to the seller yet. I probably could question him on it, but it was a third-party seller, so I'm sure that I wouldn't be able to get any information. I think the actual seller of this radio was not whom I bought it from on eBay. I think they sold it through a third-party eBay seller. Up here on the cover, you again can see the Aeolian Company metal name tag. I found it quite interesting to learn that Aeolian also sold Radiola radios. So the tubes, of course, I bought separately. The 120 tube is that you see is slightly taller. That tube I bought on a separate auction on eBay, and the other 4 199 tubes, they were another eBay purchase. All in all, I put this whole radio together. I'm very, very happy to have this. I have to say that in all of my collection of old antique technology and antique radios, so far this one is the jewel. And if I get it working, which I plan to, I will have a short video just to show that it does play.